This video is brought to you by Ridge Wallet. It's 2020, guys, and it's time to organize your life. Get rid of that small suitcase you keep in your back pocket. Ridge Wallet is different. It's sleek, industrial, and fits into your front pocket. It's going to change your pocket game. Ridge Wallets hold up to 12 cards, plus all the cash that you need. Choose from over 30 colors and styles, including carbon fiber and burnt titanium. It is the best wallet you can buy, and you don't just have to take my word for it because there's over 30,000 five-star reviews. I was skeptical at first, but once you try it, you're never going to go back to your old wallet. There's no pressure. Test it out for 45 days. If you don't love it, send it back, full refund. When you decide to keep it, there is a lifetime warranty. Click the link in the description to get 10% off today with free worldwide shipping and returns. Go to ridge.com/Chael. That's ridge.com/Chael and use the promo code Chael. So if Masvidal Diaz is going to be for the BMF belt, and it has to be, by the way, right? Captain Obvious, it's got to be for the belt. Okay. If it's going to be for the belt, and that was supposed to be a one-off, then how many times do we do it? Do we do it 100 more times? Or, much more reasonably, do we demand change? That belt for me is real. I love it, and other people agree with me. Luke Thomas had his last show last week. Had a chance to talk with him. Brennan Schaub had his 200th show yesterday. I had a chance to talk with him. Errol Hawani and I speak every week on something known as Errol and the Bad Guy on ESPN+. I had a chance to talk to him, and guess what? This topic came up. I used to think it was just me because I haven't got a tremendous amount of support from you people. By the way, good support, very good support, not tremendous. So I thought maybe I was alone on this. Listen, I want a lineage behind that son of a bitch. I want everything behind that belt. And guess what else I want? And here's where things get a little complicated in a very fun way, which is I want a ranking system. How do you do that? How in the hell are we going to put a ranking system together for a BMF that is absent of the ranking system that's already clearly incredibly in place for the championship? How do we do that? That's where the fun comes in, because now you're talking about who is a BMF and what is a BMF. And if we're using the cookie models that we have of George Masvidal and Nate Diaz, you see the problem that Dana ran into initially by saying this is going to go any further. Like, what do you have to do to fit in that category? Did you have to have a rough life since 8 years old by the streets? Did you have to grow up in one of the roughest neighborhoods in the world like I did, Westland, Oregon? Is that a thing that has to happen? Do you have to have been within a professional fight league for 45? I mean, what part of Nate and Diaz has to qualify to get you on the list to even be contention for a BMF? And what is it that makes a BMF? You see the problem? Do you see this where it gets interesting? Now, we know the answers, don't we? We know a BMF. We know what the difference is. But you still got to be able to articulate it if you're going to have a ranking system. And if I'm going to get my way, which is that there is a lineage and this is an actual championship that is going to be passed through time. And in many ways, a more prestigious championship. In many ways. I understand what you're thinking. How can you say anything's more prestigious than the World Championship? Well, I can say it because the Olympic Games backs me up. The one that you do the more rare, that has the least opportunity, also comes with more risk and a smaller likelihood that you're going to achieve it. I only suggest this for you because there's some guys that you just would not put as a BMF. George St-Pierre whipping a man's ass out there. Does he qualify as a BMF? No. Why? Too handsome. Okay, weird disqualification, but he's off the list. What do you do with Khabib? Khabib would beat anybody out there. 28 men have tried in the hardest division there is. He went through all 28, only lost a round. What do you do? Is he a BMF? No. Too religious. Too many people like him. Had too good of a relationship with his father. I mean, what? Okay. I guess he's off the list. What do we do? And I only bring this to you because from a philosophical standpoint, I'm asking you a pretty fun question. One of the more fun tasks you've ever been tasked with over here. Because I would like an answer. I would like an answer in the comments down below. I don't have it myself. I know it when I see it. For sure. Oh, yeah. Michael Bisping if he came back, would go right onto the list of BMFs. Robbie Lawler, who's still sticking around, goes on the list of BMFs. Diego Sanchez, who's still around, goes on the list of BMFs. You just know one when you see one. Cub Swanson is going to be on that list. Jeremy Stevens is going to be on that list. Conor McGregor. I mean, you can have some fun. You can build a division, make no mistake about it, but there's some guys that are just like a rougher class of guy. Colby Covington goes onto the list. Are you guys with me? Are you seeing what I'm saying? Are you seeing the distinction of why Colby makes the list and St-Pierre doesn't? There's just a difference. Adesanya. Anyone, anywhere, anytime makes that list. But it is its own unique thing. And if I'm going to come out with an overarching premise that I want to see this thing live on, I don't want a one-off. Never wanted a one-off. Don't want a two-off. Never wanted a two-off. I want a lineage. And the only way some other division gets it is to find a way. If the 85-pounders want it, they're going to have to find a way to get a catch weight, to lure Masvidal up, whatever it is, and then it's gone. Or 70 brings it back and a 55-pounder steals it and it slips down there. Let me tell you a crass story. A crass story that somehow, at least within my own mind, ties into this story. There is something called a fickle finger. Oh, here's an example. The fickle finger looks just like this, but the middle finger is sticking up. It's a statue of a middle finger. Okay. I haven't the foggiest idea where this came from within my family because I wasn't born yet. This goes back within my family. Somewhere, somebody purchased a fickle finger. I want to say there was a road trip with like my aunt and my uncle, and my father and my mom. I want to say there was a road trip and Reno was involved. Somewhere along the way, they come into a gift shop or some kind of a store and they pick up a fickle finger. What are you going to do with it? That's not like something you can go and put on your mantle at home when you're an adult and you have children. I mean, you're just going to kind of look like a weird guy. My family, for whatever reasons, but here's the story and here's what happened. To this day, passes the fickle finger around and it only comes at Christmas and you must give it to somebody else and then you have to disguise it because everybody in the family knows that the fickle finger is going to make an appearance at some point. I can remember one year where the fickle finger, which is no bigger than this is a great example that I just happen to have, but then the middle finger sticks up. No bigger than this, was placed into a hot water heater box. Taller than me and all wrapped up. And nothing was in there but stuffing. You're tearing it through and making a mess everywhere and the finger's right in the middle. I'm only giving you an example. One year was my year. Someone gave it to me finally. And I then bestowed it onto my cousin Sid and I got him a plant. He had moved into a new house. So I got him a plant at Christmas. Hey, Sid, I know this is a little weird. Here's a plant. But I buried the fickle finger underneath the leaves. Okay. I'm only sharing with you that there's a way to go about certain things, and certain things qualify and others would not. I assure you guys, when I started this fickle finger story on the back of the BMF legacy talk, I assure you that I had a point. And as I come to the end of it, I realize that you're going to challenge the fact of whether I did because I've offered no evidence that I did. But that's not because I did it. It just means I lost my place.